Hi, hello, and welcome back. I haven't done this for a couple weeks because there weren't so many really fights that were worth talking about, or predicting. But this next weekend there are quite a few actually. So let's go. First fight is in Sofia, Bulgaria, actually Bulgaria, on Saturday. And Kubrat Pulev, the homeboy, is fighting Hughie Fury. Well, this is a quite even fight, I'd say, on paper. Even though I'd slightly rank Pulev ahead of Fury in terms of technical ability and all that. And neither guy is really a really heavy puncher, concussive puncher. But yeah, I guess Pulev, he showed against Klitschko that he does have some power because he managed to stagger Vladimir before he was put out. While Fury, well, he's got 11 KOs of 21 wins, so, in his last fight he stopped Sam Sexton, but in 5 rounds, but Sam Sexton is just a British level fighter, European at best. So yeah, he's only stopped really kind of substandard opponents. He hasn't really had that many big fights. His biggest was against Joseph Parker, and he lost that, of course, last year. So yeah, I think of course Pulev is favored to win because he just, I think, is a better fighter still, even though he's kind of aging. He's 37. But Fury has a slight height advantage. He's 6'6" and Pulev is 6'4.5". But that should not matter that much because against Parker, who is also a skilled fighter, that didn't really help Fury. But it was an ugly fight also. So of course, Pulev is also rather strong, physically. He did stop Samuel Peter in 3 rounds rather recently. He beat Derek Chisora by a split decision, and yeah. So far, his only loss is to Vladimir Klitschko, so I don't see this fight really, uh, ending in a knockout very likely because both guys are kind of slow, not so fast on their feet and all that. So yeah, so they were both are kind of slow, and I just see this fight being a tug of war, kind of fight. Because Fury is like when he meets a guy he can't stop, and he's pretty much just wrestles him, tries to wrestle him down, and it gets ugly, because he doesn't have the same boxing ability as his cousin, as he had anyway. um, yeah, while Pulev is just a better boxer, and he should be able to outbox Hughie. So I think Pulev will take a unanimous decision. This is of course in his home country also. So yes. Okay, then we must go to the next fight. Yes. Dominic Purcell versus Enrico Cunning. Well, I don't want to talk too much about this fight anyway. It's a European light heavyweight title fight. Yeah, Purcell has got one loss, and Cunning has two losses. Come on. And well, both guys have been stopped late. I don't know really, this is a pretty much give and take fight. I mean, both guys can win, of course. Purcell is the taller man, and I guess he is the defending champion, so he is in kind of advantage more or less. So I think this will perhaps go the distance also. I have Purcell as a favorite to win. Yes, and then where is it? I have to use the telephone now because my video has changed. Stupid, really, but that's the way it is. Well, this is a English card. It doesn't really look that good. Several of them. Yeah, and then the big one in New Orleans Saturday. First, let's do the smaller of these. Ivan Baranchyk versus Anthony Yigit for the vacant International Boxing Federation Super Lightweight title. Yeah, Baranchyk is being set as the favorite here. He is undefeated at 18-0. But he hasn't really fought anyone yet, so only, smaller fish. Petrov, who was long ago knocked out by Maidana, for instance, he stopped Petrov in 8 rounds. Then he beat Abel Ramos by decision. While Anthony Yigit from Sweden, he's a talented youngster, I think, but he's a technician. He's he only got 7 KOs in 21 victories, so he's not winning by KO here, definitely. He's also fighting kind of away from home because he's based in Sweden, while Baranchyk is based in Miami. Yeah, this is Baranchyk, he's not really perhaps a knockout artist. He's not. He's more like a technician, I believe. Yeah. So and Yigit is a technician, so this will be more like a chess match, perhaps. I think fight between two boxers, not punchers. And that can be interesting, but it can also be boring, of course. So I guess Baranchyk is the favorite, of course, here, and so I guess another decision I pick for Baranchyk. And then this is the best fight, I think, perhaps, or one of them. Regis Prograis versus Terry Flanagan. Yeah, Terry Flanagan. Well, this is so far the biggest test for Progre because before this his biggest victory was against Julius Indongo. Was relatively untested despite that big victory over Trojanovski. It was a one-punch victory anyway. So Indongo has since proven to be slightly, or perhaps like a one-punch wonder. Let's say, put it that way. So anyway, Flanagan is coming off his first loss after 33 victories to Maurice Hooker. It was a split decision. Well, I do think that Progre is the favorite. Is going to win here, but perhaps not by a knockout because this guy Flanagan is a tough customer. So this might go the distance as well. And if Prograis should be able to stop Flanagan, then it will not be very early, I'm sure. Perhaps in somewhere in 10th or 11th round. But so far, Prograis doesn't have a stoppage past the 8th round, so we don't know yet if he is capable, if his stamina is so good that he can pull it off so late, Yeah. He's more like a fast, blow him out type. So I think it's more likely that he will take a decision, and it may be a close decision even, I think. Because Flanagan is good, no doubt about it. He is world class. Yes. And then there was one more fight that I wanted to cover. That is Danny Jacobs versus Sergiy Derevyanchenko. Now this is a true, barn burner or star fight of this week. It's for the vacant IBF middleweight title. Derevyanchenko is the big, wild card here, of course, because he's been nothing but impressive so far, but we still don't know really how good he is because he's still untested on higher level, So his best name on the resume so far, I guess, is Sam Soliman, who was, of course, past his best, and but he stopped Soliman in 2 rounds, so he's called the technician, but he's got 10 KOs already in 12 victories, so he can punch definitely. Yeah, he's also scored a 12th round stoppage over Tureano Johnson, so he's, we know that he can do it both early and late and in the middle. But still, Danny Jacobs is he's really proven to be a destroyer, no doubt. So despite losing to Golovkin, it was a close fight, but he did lose, but there's no shame in that. He knocked out Peter Quillin, of course, in 1 round, and Caleb Truax he stopped in 12 rounds, so he beat Maciej Sulecki, one of his best victories, because Sulecki was really, he is really good and undefeated with some really good victories also. But this will be a really good big test for both guys, I think, because Derevyanchenko is the best opponent for Jacobs since Golovkin. So, this will show, where both guys stand, and it's pretty tough to, predict this, because Derevyanchenko hasn't got a lot of experience, while Jacobs, he's of course been knocked out once, but that was long ago by Dmitry Pirog, and both guys that he lost to were from the east, Eastern Europe, Russia and Kazakhstan. So yeah, Derevyanchenko is from Ukraine, of course. I don't know really, this is going to be a tough fight, also a close one. But of course, since perhaps Jacobs is more like a one-punch guy here, because even though Derevyanchenko has power, he hasn't really shown, I don't know, he's perhaps more of a guy that just steamrolls over you and stops you, that kind of guy, than a guy that just lands one punch and that's it. So yeah, I mean, if anyone can end this quickly, it is Jacobs, I think. But it will be, I think, a tough fight for Jacobs still, Derevyanchenko is a guy who's got all the fundamentals and the power also. Enough power to stop also Jacobs. So it's really hard to predict this, I don't know. I'm kind of, bewildered here. I don't know really. But since still Jacobs is American, and if it goes the distance, he is the one favorite to get the decision. No matter how the fight, if it is, of course, especially if it's a really close fight. But it can be a draw as well, who knows. And maybe Jacobs will knock out. Maybe Derevyanchenko will prove to be, not all that after all. But maybe he can also knock out Jacobs. So anything can happen. But anyway, just for the sake of making a prediction, picking a result, I will say that Jacobs wins. Yeah, by decision. Yeah, so that was all for this time, and see you around. Bye bye.